Let me take time now to explain how the program works. Here we see the state of Florida, and we have 10 circles. Each circle from edge to edge represents approximately 2 hours. We calculated that because it takes 2 hours to get from Melbourne to Tampa, and that full circle covers that area. So from the center of any circle, it's approximately 1 hour drive time to the outside edge. Now, what we're looking for is 10 different individuals that live in one of these circles, and we only need one. And each person that is in one of these circles needs to have at least 343 cubic feet of space, airspace, cubic feet. That is approximately, or it is exactly, I should say, 7 foot wide by 7 foot long by 7 foot high. Now, it doesn't have to be in those proportions at all. That just gives you an idea of how what the size is. Now, when we have that person, which we do in number 7, number 7 is by Gracie right here. Now, we write the name over here. Gracie lives in Orlando, Florida, and her email address, which is her only contact information that's given out, is in that box. Now, this will be published regularly. Every time a new person signs up or says, I have that amount of space, I'm willing to work with David for the kingdom and be able to help these kids out. So your name would be written. And so let's say that you are living in the Tampa area and you have that amount of space. Now, that's a very small space. As a matter of fact, Gracie, what she's doing is she has a master bedroom that's fairly large, and she says, I have that much space in my master bedroom. So that's what she's working with. So it's very simple. The major thing is it has to be dry so that things do not spoil or get wet or whatever, which is standard. Now, suppose you lived in the Tampa area. Anywhere in the 6 area, okay, covers Tampa. So if you live, let's just pick out St. Petersburg. You live in St. Petersburg. You have the space. You call in, and our number's right here, and you call in, and we put your name and number down, your name, I should say, the town only, the city only, and your email address. From there on, the person contacts you. Now, we leave this up because we do not want to expose anybody's personal information publicly because we don't know exactly how far this goes. We want it to go everywhere. But right now, it's going to friends of David, my friends, and any connections like that. So now, when your name is written down, all they have to do is say, I live in area number 6, okay, and I have 2 cases of peanut butter, I have this or that, whatever they have collected, and I'd like to deliver it. Now, it's up to you as a person that has that space to give them all the information that you feel comfortable with. Usually, you will know right away just by talking to them whether they're a person that is, let's just say it, they're flaky or if they're really serious. And what you have to do is just set it up a time for them to be able to come and deliver that. When they deliver it, you store it. That's it. Now, if they want a receipt, we will be supplying tax-deductible receipts that you can hand them. Most of them in material goods do not want a receipt. Some that do the money portions of shipping and that do want receipts, which is logical. It's no problem. We can give a 501c3 receipt that's good and recognized by the IRS. So the program is so simple. We have 7 filled, number 7 filled. We need to fill up the other 9 as quick as possible so that we can start collecting while David is still in Haiti. The whole thing is and we explained it on the video in the introduction, the whole thing is to prevent David, or I should say to help David so he's not traveling all over the place for small items while he's here. He should be spending his time expanding the kingdom and the vision and sharing what God is doing as the Lord is directing him. So if we can take this off his shoulders, from there on, we will take and work with the things that you have collected on a certain date. We will come by, have a truck come by and pick up everything that you have collected. Now, it may only be a small portion. It may be larger even. We don't know. This is all new, and we're going to really expand this as God directs. So right now, I'm explaining only this. As we get these 10 places lined up, this covers the entire state of Florida. Now, later on, we'll work with other states and that, but right now, this is what we're working with to get this started. You'll see we're also posting a full list, which is shown here, but we will actually do it better. It's another list, and we will be adding to that list the things that people are suggested things. Now, these are definite things that can be used, these 10 items here. Now, one of the things when you're donating food, make sure that they're not perishable. And number 2, that's very important, that they're not past their date. Okay, if they go past their date that they're good, the government will not allow them in. So if they're within, I would say 3 months to 4 months, somewhere in there, I would hesitate in taking that because it could possibly sit in port for a month or two. I believe that 3 months is no problem. So if you work with that idea, check the dates. And there is so many ways that you can collect these things. You don't have to have it yourself. You can go to stores and say, listen, do you have shoes that are going to be returned? There's all kinds of things that you can allow the Holy Spirit to work with you and showing you different areas that you can go and ask, because you're not asking for yourself. You are asking for these children. And we're ministering now to children by the hundreds because we're going into brand new areas, not just Black and White for Jesus orphanage. All right, we are going now David is going into all areas of Haiti, and it is beautiful to see this expansion take place. So this is how the program works. Let's start from here. And please start calling now. Take this very serious. If you take a look at the sectors where you live, and if you have just that amount of space, that is what we need to start with. If you have more, that's wonderful. But we need that space in these areas to be able to get this thing launched. God bless.